I am proud to officially announce the brand new website from Kame House, Sparking Zero Meta. Let's talk about it. So we got all of our characters here. They're going to highlight as you go over them. It's beautiful photos with clear text. That way you guys can read it. However, if you come up here and you want to type in uh, B, it's going to have every single character with B in his name. R, so if we're going for Broly, I didn't even think about Ribrianne, but Ribrianne as well. And all of the, let's look for Roshi. So you can quickly search, guys, for anything. Now let's go to a character profile. Now, like I said, there's going to be some few minor adjustments, and we'll go over that. This background will change. We got better background now. We got the web designer. He's going to be putting that in there. We're probably going to have a graph over here, and we're going to have some a little bit more. We're going to have an info section, and a lot of this is going to be moved down. But you're going to have a lot of information in here. So basically, everything that you're going to need to know about whatever character you choose is going to be in here. But it gets so much better. So here's your skills. We created icons, and some of the icons are similar to the ones in the game. I had to create these individually because the ones in the game are just really low quality. You can actually click on these and get a full screen version, so you can see how it's detailed enough where it doesn't look terrible in full screen. So let's look over this real quick. So solar flare, the type it's a blind, so it blinds your opponent. The cost is 2, and you see this little breakdown right here where it says cutscene, and if you hover over the text, it says cutscene will play by pausing the fight. Right, then you have unblockable, guarding will be ignored. So it has like this little description when you hover over the text. If you click on the skill itself, then you get to see a breakdown. Right here, it doesn't really show a lot for solar flare. Kaioken, it does show more because it shows you. Oh, that's another thing. Some people are asking me, like, what is a melee 2? What does that mean? Well, if you hover over it, it'll tell you 10%, 5%, 15%. These are all 10%, but each character is different, so it actually tells you, so you don't have to worry about that. Then we got the supers down here, right? It tells you what type. So fire, you got fire, you got rush, you got beam, you got their traits that attach to it. But here it gets so much better, guys. Like, look, if you click on the super, look at all this. You see that first off, you know what slot it's in. Then it says, can it be a beam impact? So that means if two beams collide, right, can it clash with each other? Can y'all have to have a little battle? Now, a speed impact is like if two dash supers like hit each other, and then you have that little mini game, then it would say yes there. But this is a beam, so therefore it does not have a speed impact. It has a blast impact. Does it destroy the map? So, for example, like Planet Namek, is it a no or a yes? World tournament evacuation. Does it make people evacuate the world tournament? Is lock on needed? So lock on meaning, let's say your opponent solar flares you or does an ultimate and you can't find them and you're just searching around, then you don't have lock on. So this says yes for lock on needed means if you're looking for your opponent, you can't use this blast. It has its traits, trait 1, 2, 3, 4, and optional trait. We have a lot of data on those. We have the base damage and the boosted damage. So that's really interesting. We have the category. Now the blast impact power, right? So this says 5, for example. If a 5 hit a 4, it would overwhelm the 4 and there wouldn't be a clash. It would just overwhelm and hit the character. So depending on the blast impact power, it tells you which blast will overwhelm the other. Then you have your max expend energy and your trigger expend energy. Let's actually, we'll talk about that in a second. We'll come back to it on a different super so you can see them be different. So I could tell you lunge speed. So for, let's say, the dash supers, like why don't we just do this? We'll go to Kaioken attack. You see how this is different? Now you have a lunge speed, so this is the speed of this blast as it lunges towards your opponent, right? This is your trigger cost, and just so you guys know, the key bars is 10,000, right? 10,000 key is one key bar. So this takes 1.5 key bars to activate, and then as soon as it connects to your enemy, it takes another 1.5 key bars, making the maximum energy spent 3 key bars. So that is how that works. It has a move limit of 2 seconds, so it'll try to dash after your opponent for 2 seconds, and then if it misses, then it will say then it will stop. So that is that. Target giant. Can it target a giant? This one particular is a no. That being said, don't be fooled, some dashes can affect giants. We might showcase one real quick too. Impossible guard. So this essentially is it unblockable? Is it unblockable? Like that? That's what that means. But if it's a skill, you'll see the emblems. We haven't done the emblems with the blast yet. We'll probably do that later. Now for rush chains, you get for rush chain 1, it's a heavy finish, and then the follow up is a heavy crush, and it says this for every single character in the game. So another thing is the different types of key blasts. So if they have a paralyzed key blast, for example, it would say paralyzed key blast on here, but it tells you exactly which one. So there you have 8 different key blasts with a character, right? If you're moving, then and you do a key blast, you're going to do the movement key blast. If you're moving and you do a charge key blast, you'll do the movement charge key blast. It doesn't make a difference with this exact character. However, with other characters, it matters. You could see this character does matter a little bit, because if you use the dash, so that's a short dash with a key blast, then you'll see he throws a volley instead of a single key blast. And same thing with the jump. So certain characters have different ones. It tells you the direction that the throws are, and it tells you if it's a light or heavy throw. If it's a heavy throw, they can't tech it. You can super counter it, but you can't tech it. Like, you can't just hit guard and then cancel it. You have to super counter but yeah, it tells you the direction and if it's heavy or light. So this is our profile page, and you can see our Discord logo at the top. You can click on right here on the top right to join our Discord if you're not already. Then if we go to the characters, we can go to you can click on characters to go back to the character selection screen. And actually, while we're doing that, let me see. I think this character has a dash that and this is still a prototype. We haven't really released everything, so it might be a little wonky right now, but whenever you guys get it, it should look a lot better. And also, it's running off of a computer, so therefore it's not on its own server yet, so it's waiting for computers. Anyways, I think this ultimate right here, so target giant, yes, and this is a rush super. So you see, this is a dash, and it will target a giant. So there are some that do that. You can see here, we actually created emblems. So let's show you this one. So this is our teleport emblem. So this is for like instant transmission or any super that's just like instant transmission. And then it says instantly puts you behind your opponent and forces lock off. So yeah. And then same thing with instant sparking. So this just tells you if it's instant sparking, and if you hover over the text, it will give you the descriptions. So you can click on here for a bigger description. Instant transmission, there's not much to it. It's just a teleport. But for more detailed stuff, you can see that as well. Same thing with these. For example, you get a detailed breakdown for each blast in the game. And here's your rush chains, your throws, and your key blast. Also, special thanks to CPU League. So they kind of have 2 CPUs go at it, and whenever they'll like change the settings, give them different custom items, and they kind of helped us. Without them, we wouldn't had to do extra work on the blasts to get this data right here. So this is what they helped us out, which saved us a lot of time. They actually went through for us and did all the blast testing for us. We greatly appreciate that. Let's go to character comparisons. So this is actually a really cool sheet right here. So if you guys are familiar with the damage calculator, then on our spreadsheet, then this is essentially the damage calculator, and we're going to add skills in here as well. So just so you know, by the time y'all get it, there will be skills. But if we click, for example, two characters, I'm just randomly choosing two, and it might take it a while to load because it is loading, like I said, on a computer, not on a server. Um, but essentially, whenever it's loading, it's going to tell you the health, it's going to tell you the melee stat. And the melee stat, how we get this is kind of complicated, but just so you know, we equally distribute the points between your rush attack damage, your smash attack damage, and your pursuit damage. And we found an accurate way to do that. So therefore, because some characters are really good at smashes but are terrible at rush attacks, so their melee is actually pretty good because their smash attacks do so much damage, but their rush attacks are so weak. So if we went off one stat, certain characters would look better or worse than they really are. So we found a way to do that. Key blast, this is the damage on how much one key blast does to the other character. And I'm so sorry, this melee stat is false. And that's kind of weird how it's doing this right now. I'll have to talk to the developer so that way we can fix that. Anyways, so this, I actually lied. I'm sorry. I was talking about the melee stat on the profile page. The melee stat here, this is how much damage. For example, this is Goku from Dragon Ball Super, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, so Super Saiyan Blue, essentially. How much his 5x combo will do to character 2 over here. But yeah, other than that, guys, that right there, and it'll tell you, for example, your blast, your boosted blast, your blast 2, your boosted blast 2, your ultimate boosted. If you're wondering how to boost an ultimate, by the way, if you're in training mode and you have your sparking gauge set on maximum, then that can do it. However, if you are in custom battles, there's items that will allow you to have, I think it's like more key. I can't remember the exact one, but there are items that will allow you to do it. The reason is because ultimates cost five key bars, and that's the total amount of key bars you have. So when you're in sparking, it uses all 5 of your key bars. But to boost it, you need the ability to have the 6th key bar, and that is the problem why you can't boost your ultimates. So there's most people, you don't need to know that, but some people might need to know that. Let's go to the DP builder as well. So we're moving right along. We're going to click on a box, and then we can choose our character. So let's just say Goku GT. We're going to get a model, and then we're going to get an accurate. This is an accurate graph. So like the graph in the game, not accurate at all. Like for example, the combo stat is literally how much key it takes you to do a short dash. Like the less key it takes, the higher your combo stat. So that's what that does. That being said, it's going to tell you their name, their DP cost. It's going to calculate the DP up here as well. So for example, let's say we'll just do a few Gokus, I guess. See how it goes over 15 and it turns red. It tells you this team is not available, but you could hit the X button to take a character out. Now it's back to white. And then I want to say if we get let's see if we get a 5. If you get really close to your DP limit, it turns yellow. So it'll go from white to yellow to red. So yeah, guys. Anyways, moving right along. If we look at one of these characters, they use the same picture. And that's not us, by the way. This is the game. Like the game used the same. Oh, I guess the names are slightly different. So that's interesting. Anyways, So info, let's see, you get your starting key, you get your graph, you get your starting skill points, you get your max skill points, and then it tells you how fast your skill points regenerate. Then you get your skills, and you can click on your skills in order to get the detailed breakdown. We'll also be adding these breakdowns to the character comparison sheet as well. So yeah, and then you get this right here, and look how cool this is. This right here is the power pole dance. Now, power pole dance is a replacement slot, and it's actually replacement slot 2, to be more specific. But essentially, what this is if you have the DLC costume of Dragon Ball Super Goku, you can do the power pole dance, and it breaks down all the information for power pole dance. And there's one more DLC, one for Android 18, I think. That should be on here as well. So this is the DP builder, guys. This is our new website. We also have the items to look over. This is a simple sheet. However, this is one of the very first things that we're going to be updating. So either the first or second update, we're going to update this. We have the game data now, and I've been working on icons for the capsules as well. So we have both of those being worked on. So like this is just all the items in the game. It tells you the capsule number, the color, the stars, the price, the effect. We do have more information coming for the items though, so be looking forward to that. And then we have a special thanks to our sponsors. Now, our sponsors, essentially, I mean, right now, currently, we're the main sponsor. You can watch my YouTube right here, JG Fox. That being said, I do want to put, we're going to make another section for CPU League here. So, yeah, so for the sponsors page, we'll make sure CPU League gets here because they definitely helped out, and please go check them out, especially if you're interested in having like betting matches of CPU versus CPU, because it kind of sounds pretty fun actually. I think they have a blast over there. But anyways, guys, if you guys could, and let's say y'all have ideas or anything that we should add to this website, because we have a ton of stuff to add, but if we just keep adding and adding and adding, then we'll never launch the website. So we really just want to get this skeleton out to you guys right now, but we are going to be working on it every single week and every month in order to update it and give you guys some better stuff. Just to give you guys some future ideas of what we're going to work on. We want an item builder, and the item builder is where you have the stats of your character, but then whenever you, let's say, how can I say this? When you put the item on your character, the stats will increase depending on what item you put, right? Like, so we're going to be doing an item builder so that way you could build the character and put the stats to whatever you desire so you can go in ranked and have a better time. So item builders one. Let's say for the offline guys, right? Like, so for the people offline, the items are going to start telling you where to get them. That's one. I guess that's online and offline. But we're also going to be including, I'm not sure with the first update, but like we do have the information on the custom battle items as well. So we're going to be getting those items in the site as well. Some other stuff is custom battle dialogues. I want to create a section on this website where you can pretty much choose your titles and tags, and it will write out the custom dialogues that are in the game, so that way you guys can figure out exactly what you want to see from the game and then go play the game and get the dialogue that you wish. This is in no way trying to pull people away from the game. We're trying to enhance the game so that way you guys have a better time on the game. So we're not going to make it cinematic. We're not going to make it kind of like the game. I think Bandai Namco would have an issue if we did that. So I personally want to, it's going to be more of a text base, and that way for informational purposes only, so you guys can go play the game and then choose the tags and stuff that you guys want. So, anyways, those are just a few ideas that we have. We still have a lot more. Um, it's probably going to change quite a bit before you guys get there because we're literally working on it every single day. I, if I'm not working, I'm essentially doing this. That's also why you haven't seen a lot of YouTube videos come from me recently, because I've spent all my time making sure that this website has everything that you guys need and looks super easy. We're essentially condensing our spreadsheet data into this website, so that way it's really easy to use, and that's essentially what we're trying to do here. So yeah, other than that, guys, I think that is it for now. It's a really small website, but it's really powerful, especially when we get like whenever it gets to you guys, you're going to be able to use the character comparisons and everything like that. So I think all of that is going to be fantastic. So no more DP calculator, because this calculator is way better. It just shows you more information essentially, and we checked the calculations. They seem to be right on, so you guys should be plus or minus 1 point of damage depending on the decimals and the rounding, so that should be good. Yet again, if you guys could like and subscribe, I'm a very small channel, so that really helps me out, especially if you like my content. And other than that, guys, I appreciate every single thing that y'all do, and I will see you guys in the next one.